The Democratic Republic of Congo, famously known for its rich natural resources, has recently discovered a new multi-billion-dollar mineral resource that could potentially help transform the country's economy. The resource, located in the heart of the Congolese jungle, is believed to be one of the largest untapped reserves of its kind in the world. With its high-quality minerals and precious metals, this discovery has the potential to boost the country's economy, create jobs, and improve infrastructure and services for the people of Congo. Welcome to Around the World, where today we'll be exploring a topic that's been making headlines recently: Congo's newfound wealth. This recently discovered resource has the potential to transform the country and the lives of its people, but at the same time, it's also a source of worry as many fear that this newfound wealth could ignite even more tensions in the region, leading to consequences that no one could have imagined. So, is this discovery a blessing in disguise, or a Trojan horse waiting to unleash its destructive power? As tensions rise between the U.S. and China over advanced semiconductors, the U.S. sets its sights on the world's most valuable source of minerals for technology, the Democratic Republic of Congo. This African nation, known as the Saudi Arabia of the electric vehicle age, holds the key to our technological future. With an estimated 70% of the world's cobalt, a vital component in lithium-ion batteries that power everything from phones to electric vehicles, the DRC is poised to play a crucial role in the massive growth of the electric vehicle market, projected to reach 66 million sales by 2040. But the DRC's wealth extends far beyond cobalt. It's also Africa's largest copper producer, with mines containing grades higher than 3% compared to the global average of 0.6 to 0.8%. And let's not forget the 70% of the world's coltan, critical to cell phone and computer production, that this country possesses. It's estimated that the DRC has a staggering $24 trillion worth of untapped mineral resources. On December 13, 2022, the U.S. made a move to secure its place in this profitable market by signing deals with the DRC and Zambia, the second largest cobalt producer in Africa. The deal stated that the U.S. will support these nations in developing an electric vehicle value chain, with the U.S. Export-Import Bank, International Development Finance Corporation, and various other agencies providing financing and technical support. But what does this mean for the future of the Democratic Republic of the Congo? And what role will Jeff Bezos and Bill Gates, with their copper-cobalt mine in northern Zambia, play in this new era? The details are yet to be seen, but one thing is certain: the DRC is about to embark on a major turning point in its history, and the U.S. is determined to be a part of it. For over a decade, China has tightened its grip on the world's most precious mineral, cobalt, by spending billions to buy out U.S. and European miners in the DRC. With control over 15 of the 19 primary cobalt mines, China has become the source of 60% of its own cobalt needs and the hub of 80% of the world's cobalt processing. However, the once strong relationship between the DRC and China is now facing challenges. The DRC has halted exports from the world's second largest cobalt mine due to a dispute between the Chinese mining company and the DRC's state mining company. Under U.S. encouragement, DRC President Felix Tshisekedi has accused his predecessors of signing unfair deals with Chinese mining companies and is seeking to renegotiate them. These changes are so drastic that even opposition politicians, who rarely agree, have come out in support of renegotiating these deals with Beijing. China stands by its deals, claiming they have brought numerous benefits to the Central African nation, including new infrastructure projects, increased tax revenue, and job creation. With tensions between the U.S. and China at an all-time high and the cobalt supply chain already under pressure due to increased demand from the battery industry and COVID-19 logistics, the stakes have never been higher for the future of cobalt in the DRC. It is anyone's guess who will come out on top in this high-stakes game of power and control. To make matters even more complicated, the West is trying to break away from China's hold on the electric vehicle battery market, with $160 billion in capital spending expected by 2030. However, the real issue lies in the West's accusations against China's loans to African nations. They claim it's a ploy to seize African assets, but many dispute this, as research shows that Chinese banks are willing and able to restructure the terms of existing loans, and have never actually seized an asset. However, there is a catch. The loans have created a debt trap for China, as nations are unable to pay, mostly due to the pandemic and the U.S. proxy war against Russia. China is now involved in multilateral talks with U.S.-backed institutions such as the IMF, but this can also be a double-edged sword, as both China and the borrowing country can end up on the losing side. Despite this, the West continues to criticize China's involvement in Africa, calling it a debt-trap diplomacy. This leaves the country at a crossroads, as China has offered to forgive interest-free loans and deepen its collaboration with Africa, while the U.S., as Biden said, has cultural ties with the continent. Additionally, the IMF is putting pressure on the DRC to clean up mining deals with foreign companies, particularly China, which is likely to result in reworked deals that could hurt the DRC. Back in 2009, former Congolese President Joseph Kabila spoke to the New York Times about why the DRC signed deals with China, despite U.S. pressure. He said, "I don't understand the resistance we've encountered. We had 5 priorities: infrastructure, health, education, water, and electricity, and housing. We need a lot of money, and we talked to everyone, Americans, Europeans, but they didn't have the money. So we talked to the Chinese, and they said they could discuss. And so we discussed." Moving on from China's history with the region, the United States has had a long and complicated history with the Democratic Republic of Congo. The recent events in the country have been no exception. Decades ago, the uranium used to create the atomic bombs that devastated Japan was sourced from the DRC, and Washington was involved in the assassination of the country's first democratically elected prime minister, Patrice Lumumba, for seeking to control and utilize the DRC's resources for the betterment of its people. In recent years, the U.S. has played a role in the ongoing conflict in eastern DRC, with hundreds of militant groups vying for control. The U.S. involvement in the assassination of its leaders and the stirring of insurrections has created a strained relationship between the two countries. However, all of that changed with the election of Tshisekedi as the new prime minister in 2019. Despite evidence of widespread fraud in the election, the U.S. surprisingly endorsed the results and praised the election process, offering military cooperation, including training Congolese officers in the U.S. The U.S. even alleged that an ISIS-affiliated group was operating in the DRC, and U.S. Special Forces were deployed to fight this supposed group. But many believe that these militant groups in the eastern DRC receive support and training from the militaries of Uganda and Rwanda, which themselves are supported and trained by the U.S. Even one of the largest militias, M23, is rumored to have close ties to the Congolese army and is believed to have U.S. support. Many believe that the U.S. is using Rwanda as a proxy to secure the DRC's critical mineral resources, including coltan and cobalt, which are critical for the manufacture of electronics and aerospace technologies. According to them, the U.S. and Europe do not want to put boots on the ground in Africa, so they use Rwanda as a proxy to control the DRC's resources. But this control comes at a cost, as Rwanda has become a top producer of coltan and gold in the region, mostly through the looting of minerals from the DRC. Today, the U.S. is the top investor in Rwanda, and one of its largest investors, the mining company Bayview Group, is now in a legal dispute with Rwanda over allegations of illegal smuggling of coltan and other minerals. The truth behind the U.S. involvement in the DRC is a complex web of interests, resources, and power, leaving one to question what their true intentions are. But what do you think? Is this new mineral resource a cause for celebration for the country? Or is it simply a white elephant gift that has doomed the country to a state of wariness for the actions of the world at large? Let us know in the comments below, and if you like the video, don't forget to like and subscribe, and while you're at it, why not check out this video? Until next time, bye!